joining us from his studio just across the river from where I am in Millstone Township, New Jersey. Michael, welcome to the show.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me. You look radiant.
Oh, you know what? I have a great up-and-coming designer who dressed me today, and he happens to be right there. Congratulations on everything. I got to start with the decision to change the name of your line. Your name is Michael Oliu, but your line is Michael Fausto. What is the story behind selecting that to be your brand name?
Well, so obviously Michael Fausto is, Fausto is my middle name, and people have a bit of a difficult time pronouncing my last name, Oliu. And, beyond that, Faust has always been a myth that has been, really interesting to me. The idea of a man who wants to know more and see more and do more was something of particular interest. And so, meanwhile, that man made a deal with the devil, not saying that I have. I always have a pen ready. But it was just something that I always sparked, something special in me. So I decided to go with that.
I love the way your mind works. Here you are. You're like, I could have started with that's my middle name, but you take us through this journey of what that means for you and your label. You talk about fantasy and escapism in your designs. I happen to think you've taken on the most difficult path in design, which is fashion design, gowns and cocktail dresses, because those things automatically mean all eyes will be on you. I don't care if it's a wedding with 2 people or 2,000. I don't care if you go into a small cocktail party or large. When you walk in with a gown, all eyes are on you. What kind of pressure does that put on you as a designer?
Well, I think that it's always important as a designer to make sure that your creations have, a point and depth and are of interest. I think today women have a plethora of choices when it comes to fashion. You have a myriad of pieces of clothing available at the click of a mouse. And so I knew that with whatever I made, it needed to, have depth and have layers and really be intriguing to a woman who looked at it. I wanted it to be emotive. So I don't really consider it pressure. I just think that it's something that I need to bring to every piece of clothing I design so that it's not just a drop in the bucket. It's actually something meaningful that can bring, some type of feeling and emotion to a woman when she wears it.
So, Michael, let's start off with the gown that the fabulous Laverne Cox wore of yours to an event in Florida. I remember seeing that picture of her, and I thought, who made that dress? That was in January 2020. Unstoppable. Pictures everywhere. When you saw her on the red carpet in that dress, what did you think? We actually have it right here in our studio.
Yes, I know. We had to cart it over to you. It's not the lightest gown, but it was just absolutely stunning, jaw-dropping. This is the first, celebrity that I actually had wearing a piece of mine. And so I remember getting the call from her stylist, and she said something to the effect of, oh, well, we love the gown, but can we, change this small part about it? I think they needed to just take out a lining. And in my head, I'm going, okay, if Laverne's wearing it, I don't care if it comes out as a miniskirt. I just want to see it on Laverne Cox. So it was really a pleasure working with her stylist.
Wow.
And, seeing my favorite gown on the red carpet was fantastic.
The yellow is a knockout. You make it in different colors, though, for brides as well?
Absolutely, yes. So the bridal version of this gown was actually worn by a producer for the Oscars, honestly, just a couple weeks after Laverne Cox wore it. And then maybe 4 months ago, I got put in touch with Jackie Goldschneider from The Real Housewives of New Jersey, and she ordered a custom bustier, basically in the same silhouette of this gown. So it's taken on a whole life that I didn't really see for this style. But I'm incredibly...
I love it. I love the contrast of the femininity and the softness of the gown itself. Contrast with that structured bustier. It's an unexpected. When I first saw it, I thought, wait a minute, is that a bustier? And then you have to look closer to see it, but it blends so beautifully. Your next look is fascinating here. Tell me about it.
Thank you. Well, so this is from my debut collection, which was completely inspired by the Amalfi Coast, Positano and Capri. And so on one trip while I was visiting my family in southern Italy, I happened to meet a workshop of craftsmen. It's called Bimonti, and what they do is they make cameos and jewelry and bracelets made from coral sourced from the area. And so that really inspired kind of this idea of how can I translate this into, you know, a piece of clothing.
Right.
And so I worked with, you know, craftsmen on getting just the right color and the different shapes of beads. And then I paired it with kind of this organic, flowing white top just to give it a type of contrast, you know, something hard and bright and vibrant, but with something more, you know, organic, yet at the same time structured.
I love it. First of all, I'm obsessed with coral. That's my thing. And that the coral skirt is so beautiful. And I have to tell you, with the top, I feel like there's a cloud and then there's coral. So it just makes me feel, as you pointed out, Positano, Amalfi Coast, that I am somewhere exotic, but it's just absolutely breathtaking.